Hey, Star Wars fans and Rule the Galaxy friends. It is Joe in the pilot seat of chapter 370 of the Rule the Galaxy podcast. I'm sitting here with two of my best mates, D-Doc and Alfie, and we're going to have a fun show tonight, talking a little bit of Star Wars stuff and then a lot of Darth Maul, Maul the Shadow Lord. Sorry, I was trying to read the script there. And so email us at rulethe@gmail.com and follow us pretty much everywhere. Rule the Galaxy or Rule the Galaxy SW. But right now, let's whip it around the room for chapter 370. D-Doc, how you doing after you fix my technical glitches?
I'm doing good. Excited to talk about this Maul show. You know, we've got some new Star Wars. You're always coming in here with a little more pep in your step when you've got new Star Wars happening. You know, so I'm excited. I wish I got to watch both of them twice. I only got to watch the first episode twice. But yeah, I'm just ready to roll, man. I'm ready to roll.
Yeah, me too. Me too. It was a lot of good stuff and had a lot of fun. And you're right. It does feel different when there's new Star Wars content out there and it's not us just talking about how much somebody hates the prequels or the sequels. So now that we've got other stuff to talk about, this is great. Alfie, always a guy with a comment, a thought, an idea. How are you doing this lovely evening?
Doing pretty good. Busy afternoon. Just got back from a track meet and ready to sit down and talk some Maul.
You got it. You got it. Well, before we hop into Maul, because that'll be the majority of the show, I did want to take a minute and show some more recent show and tell. I don't know how much was I able to put this on last time when I showed you guys. I was looking at this today, the Trapper Wolf Dave Filoni helmet that I got, and not only is it cool, it makes sounds and has them talking and things like that, but it's all done up in black and yellow, like the Steelers, like Dave Filoni from Pittsburgh. So that really got me pumped. And I think you guys probably saw I sent you over. Lori and I finished the R2D2 Lego. That was fantastic. We absolutely loved working on that. There were some very difficult parts of it, but right over my shoulder there, you can see the R2D2 Lego right in front of the R2D2 cookie jar, right next to the Captain Rex Lego right there. So it was a lot of fun, and I would highly recommend it. My wife wants to do the BB-8. She really wants to get the BB-8 now and do that. So I think we'll try that one out soon. But there were some other Star Wars talking points. I always like to bring
there's a big one.
Well, I'm going to let you take it then, Alfie, because I don't know if this
I'm
is
sure
a big one or not.
It's got to be on your list.
Well, you start. Let's go.
There was an article that came out today basically saying that Lucasfilms says no to anyone who wants to introduce Mara Jade into canon.
That was on my list. It was in the top.
I figured it was on your list.
Talk about. Yeah. What? How can they turn that down? I mean, how can they make that a no? I don't.
Maybe I see one good reason. Star Wars books are kind of on a big decline, so why waste or introduce a big character like that in a book? That's a live action character, in my opinion.
Okay.
So that gives me a little bit of hope. Maybe they have plans to introduce her into something.
That will be my hope as well.
Like a movie.
D-Doc, what are your
Skywalker?
So, Alfie, are you saying that they will not bring her back in the books? Is that what it was?
Yes, it said that there was basically a no to any author who wanted to introduce her into canon.
Okay.
Even Timothy Zahn.
Yeah, it did not say it's a no to somebody bringing her into live action. Now, I know that's a far reach, but that's my hope.
Amy Adams.
And I do think that there is something to do with royalties. As far as Legends go, Disney doesn't seem to be big on paying royalties to people from the Legends era. So that could be it too.
Yeah, I can see that. But of course, they did allow, and yeah, I highlighted that earlier, D-Doc. No chat
Right.
first. Yes, chat first. Tita or Tita Urbano. We always talk first before we jump into our regular topics. We're friends. We hang
Yeah.
out, we talk, we chat.
We're just excited to talk about Maul. We have something
That's-
to talk about after weeks and weeks of nothing.
Yes. Alfie, I'm gonna jump in with you and say that is the reason. I'm gonna say that they're telling people books. Where do we make our money? Books is just an ancillary way of making money. The real way
Right.
we make money is butts in the seats at a movie theater. I don't even think they make money on the live action shows, and any kind of merchandise that they can sell.
Mm-hmm.
So why waste her in something like that? Look, I was the first one to say during the sequel trilogy, the books didn't amount to anything. They were fluff books that
Yeah.
just gave you little tidbits, but they didn't really give you any meat and bones in the book. So you're right. I would like to see that, and I'm gonna join in with you and say yes, that is a reason why nobody's allowed to bring her into canon in the books. But I think it's a waste if they don't bring her in
That's my
somehow,
reason.
some way. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and that's going to be one of my big points about the Maul series. And I don't want to get into that yet, but I will say, listening, and then you are seeing, because he did motion work for this. Sam Witwer and his devotion to his character. You have plenty of actors and actresses who are devoted to their character. This company has just let piss away, and why? Why waste such a good thing?
Well, I'm Joey has said he is not really. We were texting about that, and I showed you. Joey said, "Hey, I'm not really finding anything that's drawing me into watching Maul," but I wrote him, and I think it still stands. In Filoni, we trust, and I think that leads to the next topic I was going to go to. Is anytime there's Mark Hamill news, you have to bring that up because let's face it, during the late 70s, early 80s, Mark Hamill was Star Wars. But Mark Hamill, I have two notes on him. One, he's doing some marketing with Lego now. Is he doing marketing with the smart block sets?
Yes.
Okay. Well, at least Mark's involved. And I don't know if they felt like they had to bring out the
Cashing
big
those
guns.
checks.
Yes. So that's one thing. But the big thing was Mark Hamill says Filoni is the best choice to run this and knows George Lucas's sensibilities. And that, he trusts it. He feels like it's going to go in the right direction with him. There's people who will say that Mark was a fan of the sequels later on. There's people who will say he straight up wasn't at all. I don't know what is 100% true on that, but I don't think he liked the way Luke got portrayed in the sequel trilogies or a sequel trilogy. And if he believes in Dave Filoni, and we already were thinking that's a feather in his cap right there, in my opinion. What are you guys' thoughts on the big Hamill coming out?
Yeah, I think it's wild that Lego is just still putting more and more money into the marketing of these smart bricks. I saw that he was going to be answering phone calls or something for a few hours. Did you see that, Alfie? That he was going to be taking phone calls and stuff? So yeah, I can't imagine what he got paid for that for the smart brick, because Lego is just really trying to push that, and I really question how many more sales that created for the smart brick. But it's always good to see anything with Luke Skywalker in it, and I think he's really flip-flopped on giving his true opinion and giving the politically correct answer to things. I think sometimes he slips and says how he really feels about something, and other times he finds himself just being like, it was great, I loved it, when he's just kind of like going through the motions. Now, I might be wrong about that. He might have changed his opinion after seeing the movie when it was finished. But when he says that he wholeheartedly disagrees with things that Luke Skywalker was in the past, and if he now is saying, I wholeheartedly believe that Dave Filoni knows what to do with this product, I trust him with that. And I think Dave Filoni is going to lean on him for opinions. No one knows the character of Luke Skywalker better than the man himself. So I think it's a good sign of things to come.
I agree. And if I'm not mistaken, one more comment from Hamill was, didn't he say, I'm never going to suit back up as Luke again? That's it. I mean, I'm not going to go in and do a part as Luke again. But then again, if he's answering phones for Lego, I mean, checks are checks.
Mm-hmm. They back up that dump truck full of money into your driveway. It's kind of hard to say no.
I'm still waiting for that truck to back up to my house.
You don't run out in the robe and say, "Get this thing out of here. This isn't mine."
No, you don't.
You know?
No, you get your little OSHA handbook out and you're doing the hand signals.
I'm bringing him in like an airport. I'm like,
yeah.
There we go. Michael Nip, who I was speaking with earlier today. Michael, so glad you joined us. Filoni knows his stuff. Star Wars is in good hands. Michael is going to be part of the Southern Rim podcast as soon as we can put all that together. But we're going to have him on soon anyway because he's great. So,
look,
but yeah,
the way I feel is, Filoni's going to have hits and misses. For the pedestal that we put George Lucas on, he still made Howard the Duck.
Yeah, he did.
They're not all bangers. But ever since I saw the behind the scenes of The Mandalorian.
Oh, no, I was just waiting. Go ahead.
Yeah. I was waiting for somebody to, walk into the view there. But when he did this whole spiel on what Duel of Fates really meant, I thought, this guy gets it. I can rally behind this guy.
Yeah. That when he was sitting there explaining that about Qui-Gon, Darth Maul, Anakin. Yeah, that was some really intense stuff.
Right.
I did really enjoy that. I wish that was part of every episode that they do of live action on Disney. Something like that. Guys, not only do we have Maul to talk about, we also have some other things that are coming up, either anniversaries or May the 4th or new things going on. Mandalorian coming out soon. One thing I want to hit on, did we talk about this last week that Rogue One is doing one-shot comics? I can't remember if we talked about that in honor of their 10th anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I haven't checked any of them out. I would like to, because, I mean, that was a good story, but they're going to give you some more backstory on the characters coming in. I don't know what you can do on Andor. We just got an entire series that explained his backstory, but
the Andor one is kind of I kind of want to read it just to see what they're doing with it, because it's supposed to be the little bit of time between the end of Andor season 2 and the beginning of Rogue One.
Okay.
So did something happen? I mean, he was getting in the ship to go meet that guy that was part of Saw Gerrera's crew. So
yeah.
It doesn't seem like a whole lot of time to have an adventure. But you never know.
No. And that's one of your favorite movies, D-Doc. So I don't know if comics flick your bick or not, but if it leads into it, I don't know if you like it or want to check them out or anything like that. It's always good to take your son to the comic book store.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've ever done that before.
He's more likely to read a comic than me, without a doubt, because he likes the oh my gosh, graphic novels and stuff like that, which is essentially just a big comic book. So
yeah,
he likes that. So I think I could definitely get him into it if I got him one, because you give him a book, he'll read it. So
cool.
I'm not a big reader. That's my problem. Whenever I was forced to read for summer reading for school, and I had to write a paper on it, like, I was good to go. But like leisurely reading, it's like I'm too much of a tinkerer. When I have free time, I'm screwing around with something.
It's tough for me too. I get it. So Cowpuncher 15 says, "How y'all's day?" Thank you, Cowpuncher 15. and
Doing good.
Hyperspace Heroes podcast. What up, guys? Hey, we're just living the dream here, talking the wars. So I'm sure-
Hyperspace. What do you think of the background? Is it too much? I made it today. Is it a little too crazy?
It's busy.
Let us know.
for an Italian guy like me, if it's just perfect, I'd wear suits with pinstripes and black and white shoes and have the rings on and the necklaces. It's all good. I like it all.
I could see the MC Hammer pants in this design.
Yes, like the old Zubas that the Bills fans wear.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
So another couple topics real quick, then we'll hit them all. May 4th coming up. Toys with logos on them. I'm not buying it. I mean, I think there's a line to cross. And I think having toys and material shirts that say May the 4th on them, hats, May the 4th. Now we've got action figures with May the 4th. It was like, I think it's kind of cutesy, the Christmas and the Halloween and all those kind of characters. I'm down with that. I mean, it's kind of a good crossover, but putting actual t-shirts on
It's crossing the line.
yeah, it is crossing the line. I just don't get it. Somebody's gonna buy them.
Yeah, I think they're a little too much. I swear I thought it was a late April Fool's joke when I saw these. I was like, there's no way they're actually making these. But you know what? They can just say they wanted to have some fun with it. So that's what they're doing. They can get out a May the 4th, scout trooper wearing a damn t-shirt, but they could not in the past put out figures when shows were coming out. That's what cracks me up, is they were able to plan ahead on these.
Yes.
And not for other things.
Now, I'm guessing and hoping that the shirts come off, so they just be the standard figure without them. Maybe that makes it worthwhile, I guess. But I don't know. I didn't see any sense in it.
It's not flicking my bick.
Not even nudging it a little bit?
No
No.
nudging the whatever. See, Hyperspace says the background looks great, D-Doc. You were worrying too much. And Mr. Brent Dykeman's down there painting while we're talking.
I was going to say, it would look even better with 4 people on the stage.
Whoa. Brent, we'll get right to you. And we'll start
Just
off
in
with
time for
this
Toy
thing.
Talk.
Yay! Soderbergh. It was brought up to him asking if there's a chance he would ever want to work on any of that stuff related to the Hunt for Ben Solo, and I believe his answer was no.
That's a good answer.
One of the two. I don't know. So yeah, that was interesting to see that he came out with that comment. And let's see, the one last thing that I have. No, I've got 2 more things. New souvenirs at Disneyland: buckets, mugs, and sippers. D-Doc, do you have those visuals
And a
anywhere?
helmet.
Yeah,
Yes,
there was a Lando gift card helmet?
Mm-hmm.
Now
What,
that
Jabba the Hutt popcorn bucket.
popcorn bucket related to the sail barge, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I mean, some of those are interesting. Some of them are fun.
They're like a battle scarred C-3PO
Yes.
popcorn bucket. Yeah, that one looked nice.
All right, now this is going to be different. What I'm going to share right now. Oh, that's the
You're
wrong
right.
screen, I think.
I will take any
let's
graphics
do
you
that
want to
one.
put on the screen. I like when that much red and black is there and we're off to the side. That was kind of cool. Of course, I have adult attention deficit syndrome, so it all kicks in, right?
Yeah,
There
no,
we go.
it always goes back to default, and then I got to switch it to the new layout I did. But this is the stuff that'll be online, and then I'll bring up the popcorn buckets as we're talking about it here.
Oh wait, what was that R2 outfit back there? I'm digging that. What was that? PJs?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm buying those.
Yeah, you've got Grogu. Oh, Alfie. Look at that.
I like that.
Oh, Boba Fett watched by Citizen. Only $400, Alfie.
That's tough.
That's badass, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Lightsaber blade, 31-inch Galaxy's Edge. I mean, that doesn't even.
That's the new band right there. I Am No Jedi, the Ahsoka one.
The Ren lightsaber hilt? What is
Interesting.
that?
Wasn't the
Guy
Ren
from the comic book?
Yeah.
Okay. Are people going to be buying that? Like, are like that's where I'm like I'm so disconnected from the Star Wars comic book world to think that people are like they made the Ren lightsaber hilt at Disney. I need to go get it. It's like a hilt from this comic book. Like, I don't know. I'm gonna bring up the other stuff as you guys.
You're
talk.
okay. You're okay. So Hyperspace said they found a Black Series Rex in the wild this week. That is a rarity right there.
I found one today.
Was it the Bad Batch version or was it the regular version?
The blue and black box that I got you.
Okay. Yeah, that sucker.
Somebody at
got open, I
Walmart must
think.
have found a box that was hidden somewhere. 'Cause, Dark Trooper Moff Gideon and the Praetorian Guard, they were all mixed in with the Mando figures.
I'm getting texts while the show's going on from Mass and Tom talking about Lucasfilm and Mara Jade, and they've not read the Heir to the Empire Zahn trilogy, so they're both asking me questions about that. Yeah, interesting that's a topic that I'm getting texts about right now during the
What
show.
do I always say, Joe? Easy wins. Go
Easy
for
wins.
the easy wins.
And while there you go, there is Brent. They got a bantha.
Like a bantha? Like a bantha. Ride it
Yeah.
like a bantha.
Yeah, I mean that 3PO popcorn bucket is sick.
That is nice. Let's see. I would take that.
Yeah, see, this stuff just pisses me off.
Bring it, Alfie. Why?
Because I just got back from Disney in January and there wasn't shit to buy. I couldn't find anything. I was walking around with my money out saying, please, I just want to buy something. What do you have? Nothing.
They were waiting. You know what they were doing, Alfie? They were waiting to make you leave so you'd want to come back.
Well, they failed there.
Darth Vader lightsaber swizzle sticks?
So what are swizzle sticks?
Like maybe a drink mixer? I don't know.
Okay.
I'm just throwing it out there.
Then you got the DJ from the cantina.
Tiki mug.
Yeah.
Alfie, you need that to finish your collection.
I would have. They still had the ones that I bought 10 years ago there.
It's all about
That-
timing.
That is cool too. It has like the IG like beer taps and stuff on the back of it too.
But all of this is only available at Disneyland, correct?
Yes, Disneyland.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is
That-
part of the changeover to the original trilogy.
Right.
That sail barge is a bucket. It's a
Yes.
popcorn.
Yes.
Hmm.
I mean, the fact that it has them inside of it and it lights up for you to open up that panel on the side is crazy.
I'd have bought two.
Grinning Lothcat souvenir mug.
Logo is looking sweet today by Dr. Squatch.
Thank you.
And I'll be at Disney next week. Sadly, won't get to see this stuff, though, it seems like. No. Unless you're going to Disneyland, then you will. But I have a feeling you're going to Disney World. Speaking of Disney World and Disneyland, did you
I
guys
have
see
that mug.
This one up here.
Yes.
The Yub Nub.
Mm-hmm. I have that one, and then I have another one that's a Porg, I think.
Well, you know the ride Star Tours that we've all been on.
Mm-hmm.
I never even paid attention. They made the Star Tours ship, and you could buy it at Disney.
Yep.
And Rifen, when I had him on recently for a show, he grabbed his that he had just gotten. It is the real deal. He had it filled with 3 3/4 original trilogy characters, and
Mhm.
3 different layouts that go, like while you're in there, different planets, all that. He played it right there, and it plays. It has lights, does the whole thing, has the voices. It was intense. It was very cool, but it was
And
$350.
what was that, Joe? Oh, the
The
Star
Star Tours
Tours
ship.
ship. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has like a screen in it and everything, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That thing is crazy.
Yes, it is.
Why is Disney World getting screwed over on Star Wars Day?
Because this is all a build up for next year's celebration in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
I'm looking to see if if World is doing anything special for this year, because I mean that is like, I mean that stuff is unbelievable.
Yeah, that's some good stuff right there.
Were you guys ever there for the Star Wars fireworks when they did them at Hollywood Studios?
No.
No.
Yeah. That's another thing why they did away with that. That was a really cool show.
Hyperspace Heroes just sent me a text with a picture that his wife found at a Goodwill, I think, recently, of a Star Wars art poster or puzzle. Very cool, very intense. Alfie, I'll send it to you. I think it had Fett right on the front. Yes, it does.
Nice.
I'll forward it to you. But you just got it for $1 at the Goodwill. So, thrift store. Sorry, thrift store. All kinds of stuff going. My total ADD is going every which way right now. Last thing I was going to bring up before Maul, reading that there's going to be a time slip from the end of Mando 3 to Mando and Grogu. They're going to let that breathe a little bit, like Star Wars movies used to do. And there's going to be some time from when we saw them sitting out on the ranch with his feet up and Grogu eating, playing with the frogs, till this movie occurs. So they got comfortable, they got relaxed, they had their little ranch there in Navarro, and so it's been a while. So I don't know if you guys knew that or not, but wanted to pass that along that I saw that. Any other topics not Maul related?
I like that.
I agree.
Yeah, I like the time slippage as well. I didn't know that either, so I'm happy to hear that. It gives you a little more room to mess around with your storyline.
Oh,
Yeah, if it's
nice.
successful, you have some roads to go down. Make some
Exactly.
supplemental stories.
Brent, that's a nice Luke Skywalker right there.
Yeah, very nice.
Medal
End of A New
ceremony,
Hope.
Luke.
Yep.
Medal ceremony, Luke.
Wearing Biggs's jacket. Love it.
Hey, it's something about the guys in Star Wars handing their jackets off to other guys, right?
Mm-hmm.
I really wish Luke and Biggs would have got together. Oh, wait, no, that's the sequel trilogy. My bad. There's something about jackets and guys. I don't know. But anyway. Brent, you're joining us. You haven't got to talk yet because I'm talking way too much. How are you? What's going on?
I'm painting. So yeah, no, I mean, other than like, I don't know. I'm back in the world watching some animated Star Wars mall show, trying to get the Star Wars people at work into it and watching it. Successfully got at least one person watching it. So, but most people don't know about it, as always, because unless you're a super fan, you're not really in the know.
Sure.
Yeah. Other than that, yeah, I'm painting. I'll chime in when I hear
Good.
something that to add of value. But yeah, just living the wars, liking to talk the wars, giving me my escape. I'll show you, Luke, as I progress.
Bring it, baby. Bring it. We want to see updates. I'll ask you because Brent brought this up. He's trying to get people at work or people he interacts with to be interested in Maul. I usually get my wife to watch the live action Star Wars with me, but she is not a fan and will not bring herself down to my childlike level to watch the animated series. She has no desire. She's like, it's cartoon. I don't. She's like, it's Darth Maul. Okay, nah, it's cartoon. I don't want it. D-Doc, Alfie, where do your significant others stand on live action, animated, or watching Star Wars with you?
Live action, yes. Animated, no.
Okay.
That's a hard no.
Animation would be a hard no for me as well. Now, I don't. If I pushed for the live action, because me and Meg watch a ton of shows together. Like pretty much, if one of us is watching a show, we're watching it together usually. Unless it's like one of the ones where she's like half paying attention to, and then I just pop in and out on it constantly. But animation would definitely be a no. She started watching Andor with me, and we fell off on it. We definitely could have kept going if I pressed it for her to watch Andor with me, but I want to do a Mando rewatch before the movie comes out, and I'm thinking I can try to push it as a family thing. It's just hard because it's like the days just once these kids are home from school, it's like before you know it, it's like it's time for them to go to bed, and it's like it's hard to settle everybody down to watch a show, especially one where some of the episodes are longer than 30 minutes before bed. But we're gonna try to do it. We're gonna try to do a Mando rewatch.
Okay. So Dr. Squatch brought up an interesting question as we're having this discussion. He said, Joe, do y'all have paintings on the wall or just photographs? And I'm thinking, Dr. Squatch, because you're probably much smarter than me, that there is some subliminal thing about us, men, women, photographs, paintings, but we in our house have all photographs up in the entire house except for one painting. Everything else is pictures, large and small, family pictures, travel pictures. So I don't know if that would have anything to do with it, but just answering your question there. What about you guys? Paintings, photos across the room, across the board?
Neither.
Okay. Alfie lives in a house that they're trying to sell, so nothing's on the wall.
Pretty much.
So yeah, we have all pictures, but there are some that look like they would be like an artsy painting. Yeah, there you go. That's good.
It was good. Yeah.
There's some like close-up photos of like flowers and stuff from me and Meg's wedding that look like they could be a random like artistic photo, but it's actually like stuff. Yeah, so no, they're not acting. Yeah, no.
You got it. Yeah. So he was just making an unreasonable comparison to animated versus live action. And Mrs. Brown Leader and I, Aaron, and Hyperspace just finished season 1 of Broadchurch. Sucked us right in. Broadchurch is incredible. I'm glad that you're on that, Aaron. That's great. I don't have anything else besides Mando or Maul stuff. So you guys ready to light it and go into Maul episode 1 and 2, or you want to hit anything else before we go?
Let's go.
Okay.
We've danced around it long enough.
We have danced around it. A couple things. Oh, are you guys still there? Because my screen just went crazy gone. Hold
Yeah,
on one
you're still
second.
here too.
Yeah, that was weird. I clicked on one thing and my whole screen went away. My man cave, it's all movie posters in the common areas, cheap paintings that look nice with a few family photos. See, you're a diverse man, Mr. Michael Nip. So let's take a look at this. A couple things that I'm seeing before we get in the actual show. Maul Shadow Lord is well received on Rotten Tomatoes. One of the most well received Star Wars shows on Rotten Tomatoes. That is good. I'm seeing an article that says we're going to get more, get this word, interquels, not prequels or sequels, but interquels, because they're happening in the actual story to continue to get the morale of Star Wars fans back up. Instead of going sequel or prequel, staying right in the meat of it. So Mando being one of those. You guys agree, disagree with the Rotten Tomato scores, or this being an intraquel, and not a prequel or a sequel?
I would agree.
I don't know whether to agree or I think it sounds about right.
I mean, in all actuality, it basically is a leftover of the prequels, right?
Yes.
But it's happening in the middle of everything. So I'm guessing interquel means after the prequels, before the sequels surrounding the original trilogy. That's all I've got. I'm not going to bog us down with more. Let's talk about Maul episode 1. The Dark Revenge. Now, I've got it written down by notes step by step. And honestly, guys, jump into it. I've got notes, all that kind of stuff. The Dark Revenge. I'm just going to first say, though, overall, the music is fantastic. The visuals are fantastic. To see what we started off with the Clone Wars, whether both the Tartakovsky and the original season 1 of Clone Wars to this is night and day. And I love that they had new music scores in there, but they were interwoven with things from the Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones. So that's where I'll start. I'll let you guys point out any points that really stood out to you or things you like, dislike, or scenes. Go right ahead.
Alfie, do you want to go first?
I'm liking just this parallel to the Phantom Menace. Darth Maul is essentially, in a way, kind of reworking Palpatine's plan. Just on a smaller scale.
Interesting.
Help me out with that, Dalphy. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, lay that out.
Well, so he's orchestrating basically a war between these criminal factions that all did him wrong. And in hopes of drawing out the Empire and eventually having his own apprentice to take on the Emperor. Which, I mean, I know that's not word for word what Palpatine did, but you could see the parallels of having a secret apprentice and a secret conflict to draw out your real enemy.
Well, and Palpatine really created, what was it? Not the Republic, but the Separatists. He really created that, correct? Maul, in another way, is doing that with the underworld.
Right. He's trying to, he's getting revenge because he already did it once in creating his criminal empire. So, but he's taking out those that, turned against him when he was down, but is also going to rebuild his empire.
Okay. Now, while we're on this topic, it's a question that I told David I would ask you guys because I said you would explain it better than me. He asked me, he's like, what's Maul's beef with Palpatine, essentially? What would you say Darth Maul's, if you could list out the reasons why Darth Maul is out for revenge against Palpatine, what would you list them out as?
Because just like he did he did it to all three of his apprentices, in that he trained them in the guise of they were his real apprentice, and they had the aspirations that they were going to destroy the Republic, and only in the end did they see that no, I was actually a pawn, and
yes,
I had a use, I served it, and he threw me away, and everything he ever said to me was a lie.
Perfect.
That's why I feel that moment when, Maul is in Kenobi's arms as he's dying, there's this moment that goes between them where they both realize that, yes, they do hate each other, but they also have sympathy for one another because Palpatine is the one that ruined everything for them.
And if I'm not mistaken, Palpatine had Maul, Dooku, and Anakin. Maul has tried to have Ahsoka, Ezra, and Devin.
Right.
I mean, his attempts are to make them all his. I mean, I guess you could say he had Savage too. So, but he's had multiple, just like Maul did, or Palpatine did. But yes, I'd say it's a good synopsis.
Love it. Thank you. I'm going to play that clip for him tomorrow.
Janix, in a word, was a pretty cool, gritty city. Gritty city. Isn't there a dance called the Itchy Kitty? Isn't that Gritty City? I don't know. Anyway.
Jesus, Joe. Oh my God. Where the hell did you pull that one from? You talk about bingo cards. What in the hell?
I heard someone mention this, and looking at Janix, it really stood out to me. Coruscant is Metropolis. Janix is Gotham. What do you think about that?
I would agree.
So
Yeah.
Has a very Blade Runner kind of look to it.
100%. And honestly, guys, I have it written down. The cops that get involved at the beginning look like they're either from The Fifth Element or Blade Runner. Both those cops that shoot off is the first thing that popped into my head. So that's cool you mentioned Blade Runner.
I mean, how unbelievable were the shots of that city in the first shots of the first episode with the layering where it was like the back layer of it just looked unbelievable. Like I want to see behind the scenes of them creating that city and doing the art behind it because it has these layers. It reminds me of like that Disney camera where it's like you have these layers going back, and when you look deeper into it, it looks like an abstract painting in the background with all these colors, and it's awesome. I love the way between shots they'll clip to these overviews, like it's like you're in a blimp going over the city, and then next thing you know, you're at a new location. It's like, and then it'll just have this like tone, and the Gotham comparison is spot on.
Dr. Squatch is correct. They did use matte paintings. Somehow, some way, these geniuses went back to old school and mixed it in with the digital of the matte paintings, and it makes the graphics look that much better. Things that stood out to me: one, Spybot. That droid is nuts. He's involved with everything, and I love his little voice.
Is that Maul's droid?
Yeah, that little flying around crazy guy. He was great. And I like how he's got little zinger comments for everything he's doing.
Right.
You know, he's yelling peekaboo and different things like that while he's doing stuff. So that was really cool. And I love that they take you right to the beginning where Devin and Eco are basically poor homeless people. I mean,
Right.
here's people who survived Order 66 and they're having to beg and steal to survive. So I thought that was very cool and very gritty to do that right away with those characters.
Absolutely.
I will monopolize. So go, guys. Give me something good that we can talk about, or I'll just run. So
I like the whole like kind of 80s action cop movie characters. You even had the chief who came in and yelled because of the heat that they were getting from City Hall, and they had to keep this under wraps. The droid drank coffee,
I do it for you. Yeah.
good cop, bad cop routine. I mean, it was good.
Yeah, I mean, it starts off. You've got Maul and his gang. You've got good cop, bad cop. You've got alien gangsters in conflict with each other.
Mm-hmm.
And you have action right away. You have this heist right away with this wire trick that they pull on the cops, which that is one of my when I watched the first episode the second time today, it's one of my favorite shots when it's like the day after or it's the morning where they're like looking at the wires that are still out over the street, and they're like, this isn't our normal stuff going on here. Like, this is planned. And it's like cool how it's still like a crime scene the next day.
Right. And yes, hyperspace. I love the cops talking about, the cops keeping the Empire out, like the corporate police were in Andor. Love it. Brandon Lawson. So we're used to Saturday morning cartoons, right? Good guys win, bad guys lose. Ah, shucks. There's a show of the week, and next week we go on a repeat, right? Brandon Lawson, I think it's his name, Detective Lawson, whatever. Very gritty, very detailed character. Not only could he maybe be a shady cop, I don't know. Is he pulling some punches and strings? I don't know. He doesn't want to get the Empire involved. But then also to see there's depth that his wife and him are estranged, it looks like. And he's got to take care of his teenage son. And then he's got that relationship with
lacrosse.
Yes, space lacrosse. And he's got that relationship with Two Boots, which is a good, like you said, a buddy cop feeling about it with those two throughout the entire 2 episodes.
All it needs is one of the two to talk about how close they are to retirement. And I mean, the cliche is complete.
Yes.
Yeah.
Um,
Two Boots is awesome too, because like you know that he's been with Two Boots for a while because the son like says to him, "How's Two Boots been?" You know,
Yes.
and he's like, "He's Two Boots."
the coffee thing, you guys are right. Brand, I think you mentioned it. I mean, just the fake. I don't drink it. I just do it for your, for your pleasure because you're doing it. So, between Demas and what was the other guy's name? Demas and
Starts with
got
a
it.
V. The short guy.
Vario. Yeah,
Yeah.
Vario. Um, I thought those were Rees, but I'm seeing that it's a Gran, GRAN, I believe. Is that what that alien is called? With the Triclops? But I thought seeing the Mafia was a good story, and then Vario. Let's face it, I felt like there was a little Joe Pesci in him, right? He's a little
Yes.
tiny guy.
Yes.
He's mouthing off all the time. He acts big all the time. But really, he's like, okay, I'll cut a deal, whatever, whatever. It just felt like,
Okay.
yeah, exactly. So I felt like we were back in, like you said, Lethal Weapon. Now
Yeah.
we've got Glover and blanking is Mel Gibson, and then you got Joe Pesci in there. So yeah, we see, like, learn
That's a
something
good
new
call.
every day.
That's a good call on that one.
And
I
the
didn't
voice
think about it, but that's a good call on that.
Thank
and
you.
the voice of Ludi Vario is the guy who's done Mickey Mouse's voice for Disney animation. So that's what cracks me up even more.
No
is
way.
that yeah, he has done Mickey Mouse's voice. Now, I don't know that he's the primary Mickey Mouse, but on his IMDb for Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, like the ride,
Yeah.
he did Mickey Mouse's voice for that. And he's done it for other things. So I don't know that, like, for the Disney's How Not to Draw, he's done Mickey Mouse's voice. he's done it for a bunch of things. So you've got a Mickey Mouse voice being this little like alien Star Wars gangster.
Yes, Deduct, you know what, with your craftiness you've got going on. There we go. Vario was the same species as Rats Tyrell in episode 1.
Oh my god.
I didn't even. Wow. Okay.
Who's Rats Tyrell?
He's the one who I've
One
seen
of the
a
pod
so-
racer.
I've
Oh.
seen so many funny videos on Rats Tyrell online where it's like it'll show like a slow-mo of him like kissing his wife and kids before the race, and he's the one who
Yes.
crashes. You know when it does the close-up and he turns Brent and he just goes and then he just explodes? That's him. So people ignore the fact that Rats Tyrell kissed his wife and his family goodbye before this happened.
You know what? Again, back to your craftiness, D-Doc, to go along with this. Can you put Lawson's Two Boots and Vario together with the heads, like their heads on Glover, Gibson, and Joe Pesci from Lethal Weapon? Because
absolutely.
I think that would be a funny look right there. So, yeah, that's good stuff. And man, I had no idea on that Rats Tyrell. That's great. Let's see. Maul had a vision, and he said, "The one I seek is here." Obviously, he was talking about Devin. I don't know if it was something about her anger, him just knowing she was a distraught Jedi, whatever that was drawing her to her. Any thoughts as to why he would have that? Besides, just makes the show easier to have him pick up a Jedi right across the hallway from Vario.
My read on that is, because I'm not trying to make too much out of it at the moment, is I think he just felt the Force. And so because he felt the Force, I don't think he knows any of the backstory. He doesn't know how angry she is. I just think he can sense that she is a Force-sensitive being,
Okay.
and he wants to have an apprentice. That was my read.
Gotcha. Okay.
I can
Well-
totally see the Rats Tyrell now too. Just had to share that. Brent, do you remember him now that he's on the screen?
Okay, yes. Yeah.
That is hilarious, and that is pretty cool to see.
Okay, so Lawson sees the video of Maul from the crime scene, and he brings up, let's face it, the laser sword. But then Maul is Two Boots tells him he's ISB classified.
Mm-hmm.
So we're getting ISB all over the place here.
Yeah, eventually you would think. I mean, it's going to happen. The Empire is showing up. The Inquisitors are coming eventually. And to go back to what you asked about Maul and his vision, I mean, if you think about it, Maul is very similar to Ahsoka in that the Force keeps guiding them through these events. And it isn't Crimson Dawn like the one who gives the information to the rebels about Death Star 2, I think, in one of the comic runs. So
I don't know.
he's basically, I'm pretty sure that eventually happens. He's creating this group that unknowingly he's going to get the revenge on his master.
Michael Nip, there's a Shadow Collective and a Shadow Council, and they're unrelated. You are correct. Things like that seem to stay in the shadows. Yes. That's a gorgeous Luke right there.
I got the wrong color lightsaber though, right? I got Return of the Jedi and not the blue lightsaber.
Yeah.
You could have gone with yellow too.
Am I a bad Star Wars fan if I don't like it when they refer to a lightsaber as a laser sword in the shows? Because I don't know why. It's like one thing in Star Wars, whenever I hear them say laser sword, I cringe when I hear that. Where I'm just like, I feel like it should just, I feel like the lightsaber is like a mythical weapon that should just be known throughout the galaxy. So if you see it, you just say he had a lightsaber. Where if a guy had an axe, you don't say he had like wood and metal. Like you say he had an axe. Like I just feel like but then like I don't know. We're not at the point yet where it can be like the Jedi were a myth. The Jedi were just wiped out.
Yeah.
But maybe on this planet, I don't know. I always cringe.
But there's also not that many Jedi, and the chances of like ever actually seeing one are pretty slim, especially outside of the core worlds.
Yeah. I don't know why. It's like if I could have a mini nitpick, I'll always say, because this is not the first thing where laser sword is said, obviously. So
I agree. Dr. Squatch, I
says
agree
it
with you as well. I don't
Last
really
Jedi.
care for it.
Doc, I think when I hear it, I think they're trying to like make fun of it, and I think it's okay if they're making fun of it in universe. Like, who do they think they are? Like running and using a laser sword.
Yeah,
like they don't know how to do it or they don't know what it's all about. But that's my take on it. And it doesn't necessarily bother me.
So I've got to take off the laser sword as well, but I definitely want to read this from Hyperspace Heroes. I would imagine any hits on ISB data surge resulting in a confidential files would set off some sort of tracer program. Wouldn't be surprised to see the Inquisitors next episode. I love that. That's a really good call right there. I love that civilians who don't know the ins and outs of the Jedi call them laser swords from Will of the Force. Will, welcome to the show.
Will of the Force runs a great page on Instagram and YouTube and stuff, by the way. I follow him on Instagram. So shout out to Will of the Force. And I said it was a hot take. I knew it was a hot take when I said it. So it doesn't bother me that much. But
yeah, but maybe I'm seeing this. I mean, it does bother me, but I can see where you're saying that, Brent and Will. I can get that. But like in our real world, if you put it in our real world scope, right? Like we make movies and entertainment and books and everything else based off of heroes, right? Like I would think that same thing would be going on in their universe. And if those people are considered like the all-out heroes of that time frame, wouldn't you think that would be a more commonly known term?
But I think this is also our fandom and our love of Jedi to make them think that they're all heroes. The universe is a vast thing. I don't know if everybody sees them as or saw them as heroes. They might have saw them and saw that they could do things, but I don't necessarily think that they saw them as heroic all of the time. Or I should say, I'll change it. Like you think that you saw it, and so in Joe's world, in Joe's vision, he saw Jedi equal heroic. Whereas I'm okay with the general population not seeing it as heroic. The general population seeing
Mendez
it,
sisters.
not understanding
Yeah,
it.
drug dealers don't like the FBI. That was the whole point of 4 fucking episodes of the Mendez sisters.
Mendez sisters, huh?
And Dr. Squatch says, I think Anakin calls it a laser sword, which he does.
He does.
You know what it is? You know what it is I have the flashback to where I think it's in I think it's in The Last Jedi when Luke goes, do you want me to just go in there with a laser sword and take them all out or something along those lines? And I just remembered I just remembered I didn't like hearing Luke call it a laser sword because I felt like it was like disrespectful to lightsaber. So now every time I hear laser sword, it's like a pinprick on me. And I'm not hating on him calling it that either, but I'm just saying it's just funny to me when they do that in Star Wars. But it's one of those Star Wars things that you gotta love.
You know what? I'm good with either side of it. I like Will and hyperspace thing on that. There's all kinds of views on it. That's what's good. We're all looking at it from different points of view. I've heard that somewhere. From a certain point of view, we would all see things from a certain point of view. Michael Knipp, Lawson does act pretty clueless when it comes to anything Jedi related. He asked the Jedi Master if he was okay when he was holding up a bridge, like he couldn't put 2 and 2 together. You are correct. He did do that.
I got a chuckle out of that.
Because I don't think he's ever seen anyone do that. Nor do I think he knew that I don't think he knew that the dude was doing that.
There you go. Will of the Force bringing the heat. Similar to referring to a samurai's weapon as a sword is actually being actually a katana. True. See? Very good call right there. I think the Jedi being outlawed, calling it a laser sword comes from the point of lack of reverence for people, especially a cop would belittle. All right. I love that we're having this conversation about it. I think, Didak, I think you're right. It hits wrong just from Luke saying it that way. But Brent, you are right. In a society of 3 trillion people and there's only 10,000 Jedi, it's probably not very commonly known. So, yeah. Anyway, that's good stuff. I really like that.
That's one thing that Star Wars has never really established outside of the HoloNet. Like, how do people get their information? And if most stuff is passed on like secondhand, then you could see where it would get lost in translation.
Yes. They had to have had like some kind of Star Wars Facebook, or maybe MySpace.
The HoloNet.
I think it's the Macebook.
Oh my God, Joe!
On the topic though of Lost,
your kids are like in the 30s. Like you shouldn't have dad jokes like this. Your kids are too old.
They never stop.
No. On the topic of Lawson, seeing him using the Force on the bridge when he was just like, you all right? Like I thought to myself when I watched that, it's like he's like, holy crap, I've got a bridge coming down, and now it's not. And now I got a guy who looks like he's constipated next to me. Like, what the hell is going on here?
It's not just that. Didn't he just step in front of a speeding train and have it flip on him?
Some kind of speeder.
I think Lawson saw the speeding train flip because of the Jedi. Then he's sitting here looking constipated with his hands out, and there's a bridge that doesn't seem to be breaking. Like I think he's just generally confused about all the crap going on.
I know I don't want to see Dykeman and D-Dot constipated if that's how they do with their hands. And speaking of that, Brent, there were some really good chase scenes in this. The music going along with them were great. One of the chase scenes reminded me of the Batman movie when they were under they were in Gotham. Yeah, the Dark Knight,
especially when the Mando started using heavy weaponry against them.
Yes.
Oh, when that door slid open and he had the freaking rail gun just sitting there ready to just shoot him, I'm like, that's the Joker when he pulls up next to them in the semi with the Uzi. Like that was my first thoughts was when they opened that door and he's just shooting his gun out the window.
I agree. I think one of the comments that you were talking about Maul and having a different purpose and all these kind of things earlier, guys. He says events are falling into place, and he sees himself as serving a greater purpose. Right?
Mhm.
I mean, he's there not only to say, "Hey, the Jedi maybe wasn't so bad to have them around." I mean, I still wanted to kill them and slice them up, whatever, but it kept things a little bit more structured
Balanced.
and balanced. Yes, and really, he's got that chip on his shoulder to Palpatine. So, I mean, he's seen some bigger things. He's looking much bigger picture than just
Right.
a little bit of revenge. So,
And like he was saying to Devin, you're held back by your ideologies. You've been brainwashed by these teachings. He's no longer a Sith. He's still a
Yeah.
dark side, unaligned Force user, or whatever, however you want to call it. But he would be the perfect person to take down the Emperor because he's not restricted by a Jedi code.
Michael Nip with one of the quotes of the evening: "The Jedi Master almost seems as powerful as Rey." That was fantastic.
Nice shot.
And hyperspace, yeah, shots fired. Hyperspace Heroes, when he flipped the speeder, all I thought was, is that speeder covered by Allstate? Wow. See? I knew the Allstate thing would
In
come
good
back.
hands. He's
Yes.
in good hands.
Good hands.
That bridge was in good hands.
So, question for everybody, the people in the chat or the people here in our group. Why would Maul leave Lawson alive? When he broke into the jail, taking everybody out, Lawson, he leaves alive.
Because I see the thing is, I don't know what his plan is. His plan is not for. His plan is to start an underworld civil war. I don't think his plan is to involve the cops at all. They just happened to be there. His plan was to steal the money. They were hoping to get away without having the cops come. They just couldn't get it there, and he had to bring the heat on them. I don't think he wanted any. He doesn't want any heat from the establishment. What he wants is an underground war. He wants an underground civil war to create and sow chaos to try to unify him again. That's my read, or at least I don't think we know. And I'm excited to see where we go because I think that's where eventually we'll probably get, or that's part of the storyline, is that underworld fight. Not necessarily. So it doesn't surprise me that he doesn't take out Lawson because that's not his end game.
And could it possibly be that he's just really turned over a new leaf and he's becoming a good guy?
No. Lawson hinted in the first episode that there's kind of a working with the different groups on this planet. So I would think Maul has an understanding of that. And it's also could be a very Tony Soprano, Agent Harris kind of relationship. Hey, I know you're already a little dirty, so you're a good asset to keep alive because I know you already work with these guys. So maybe now you work with me.
I like it.
He did go to the brothel and talk to Homegirl, right?
Mm-hmm. And she let know there was a little bit of history there. Maybe there's some reasons why their marriage is estranged right now.
Sounded like there was going to be a little off-screen action. Or
I was surprised.
The proposition was made.
I was surprised it went there. Like I was like, man, this is Star Wars animation, and they're making some comments like that. I was like, oh wow.
No, I like it. See, this is it's more adult styled animation, depth and story, and not just flash and action. So I did. We're finishing up episode 1 right here. I did love the symbolism and the way it ended with Maul's shadow completely encompassing Devin while she's in the cell, and her just saying Maul. I mean, just seeing the spikes above her head, seeing that he completely just covered her in shadows and did that. I mean, I thought that was just really well done, really well placed, and it really foreshadowed other things that could be coming. But that's a great way to end episode 1. Any closing thoughts before we hop over to episode 2.
Yeah, I agree because you got to think Maul's reputation in the Jedi Order, the first Sith to show up in 1,000 years, and he wasn't Count Dooku, where you could have a conversation between Jedi about, well, are we sympathetic to his cause? Do we understand, what he's thinking?
He's a political idealist.
Yeah, Maul was just evil, and that was his purpose. He was a sharp tool to throw at the Jedi to, create fear.
Yeah.
Yes, I like
Yeah.
it.
The menacing turn that Joe brought up, though, was just the animation is just off the charts. Like, and she had the red glow of that prison from the break going on her too, after an excellent hallway scene. Another 10 out of 10 Star Wars hallway scene.
Always.
And you had a droid battle before that happened too, where you had like little crazy, disc droid was battling with two boots. Yeah, which was funny. But yeah, that slow turn and him looking at her, I'm just like, holy crap, because I've watched the first episode twice. I'd watch it again. So I think that's a great sign, It's one of those things where it's better when you watch it the second time, 100%.
I really like that with all of Maul's ambitions and his plans, he is in touch with the Force enough, almost on a Qui-Gon level, to understand that he's part of something bigger. He may not understand what it is, but he knows that the Force is guiding him to something.
So
I
saw Whitmer talking, Sam talking about Maul and talking about him and Filoni talking, and I think the prequels do him like basically. The gist I got from it was both him and Filoni feel to see the prequel when he shows up for one sentence or two sentences do him dirty, and that he is actually like a pretty intelligent dude that's trying to find his way. And that is what they want to show, is that he is more than just, at last we'll reveal ourselves to the Jedi. At last we will have our revenge. Right? Like they wanted to make him seem more and give him more depth, because they feel that like to be able to put together a crime syndicate, to be able to survive and live in the world that he's living in, that he is actually a better, more sympathetic and intelligent individual than what was shown earlier in his stages. If you guys saw that, I apologize for rehashing it.
No, that's great. Before we hop into episode 2, I wanted to throw something out there. I sent you guys something about a Rule of the Galaxy Discord. We can do it if you want. We don't have to, but it is established. So to our listeners, to our people in our chat, to the people who watch us on YouTube, to the people who listen to the podcast, if you are interested in that, it is created. Send us a DM at Rule the Galaxy SW on Twitter, or email us at ruletheGalaxySW@gmail.com. If you're interested, Joey said he really enjoys, for his podcast that he does, letting people who follow them, listen to them, interact with them. It's a really good community, you said. And, if that helps and works and gets us all talking a little bit more about some of these topics and just becoming closer little community here around Rule the Galaxy, I'm all in. So either DM me or email me and I'll make sure we get that to you. But guys, I created it. It's a start. We'll see where it goes from there.
Hey,
but
come for the Star Wars talk, stay for the boobs. That's what I would say.
That would be like the Rule the Galaxy Town Square, though. Like if you could think, if we could get all of our guests and like friends who follow this show into that, it would be a heck of a group in there, and it would be there would be some fun interactions. I saw you sent that earlier. I'm like, that's a great idea.
Well, let's see where it goes. Let's get the 4 of us all on there, and then we'll get hopefully Squatch and Nip and Aaron at Hyperspace, and Will the Force maybe. Joey, some other people. We'll get on there and have some good communication. We'll see if we get Ryfen or Glosson on there. I don't know, but maybe we even get the guys from Bantha Treks across the pond. But
Stephen Kent in there as well. We could get a lot of people in there.
I don't know if you guys saw that or not, but the president retweeted Stephen Kent.
Wow.
I did not see that.
Yeah. he made some political comment, and he was like, I wake up this morning to see that the president is commenting on my comments. He was like, wow, okay. But Steve McKinn's awesome, and he said he'd be happy to come back soon and hop on a show. So we'll have him on very soon. But Michael Knipp made a good comment, but we're going to hold on to it because that's going to come up here in a minute, and we'll flash that up there. But it's part of episode 2 here. Maul, episode 2, Sinister Schemes. As we know, Maul's group escapes with Devin and with Vario, and that's where Eco hops in, stops the getaway for a little while, and we go from there. And then Maul brings down the bridge, which Eco then saves as Lawson watches him be constipated, as we've already discussed. Give me some of your initial thoughts or ideas, anything on the second episode when we leave prison with that group and start a new adventure.
So, big item from this episode.
Yes.
Can droids smell?
Oh, yes. I heard about that.
Because he apologizes for the smell.
Yeah. 2 boots. I think I saw somebody on YouTube say, I've farted around droids and now I feel bad because I didn't know they could smell. I thought it was just going right by them. So, yeah. I don't know, Alfie. They have all these sensory things. Should they be able to smell? Brent, you're into the game. You probably got
I'm in
background.
Yeah.
The
I
game
know
probably tells all their senses.
I fart a lot, so I don't know. I hope that I haven't offended any of the nostril hairs of the droids that are around me.
Okay.
I don't know. That's just an odd. Yeah.
Maybe he was just being polite. Because he got a trash truck, right? Wasn't that what he grabbed, Alfie?
Maybe his program knows that it would smell. I don't know.
Before we hop into the rest of it, I do want to give a shout out. Friend of the show, Vanessa Marshall, playing Rootcast. She's doing a great job. We're so used to her being Hera that here she is playing a baddie, and that character's pretty cool. We haven't got enough of her yet. We'll get more as this goes on, I'm sure. But pretty cool to see that a friend of ours doing that. So, yes, here we go. Michael Knipp.
Is she the armor?
Alfie, that was a comment that I had for later, but go ahead. Yeah. Well, I read this real quick. 2 Boots is the most annoying character name because we already have 2 tubes, which I believe the 3 of you have interviewed, correct?
Yes, we've talked to 2 tubes.
That is correct. We did.
Come on, Philip. Yeah. So Alfie, finish that because I saw the same thing.
So the armor is red. Her chest plate is red, and she has the horns on her helmet. I don't know. Why not?
Are they saying that is who the armor becomes?
She becomes the armor, but I don't know. Is there enough time for her to become such a fanatical religious zealot and start a cult, break away?
Sure.
I don't know. Yeah, I've never been in a cult. I don't know how long that takes,
Sometimes a very short time, sometimes a very long time, I'm sure. But we already do know from Duchess Satine and her age, and then Bo-Katan from her age. Bo-Katan makes it all the way to the Mandalorian universe. And I would think Root Cast would be...
Yeah, I don't think age-wise it would matter so much. I think it's just starting the watch. Is there enough time for that? Because the armor says that they watched the purge from the moon.
Yes. From Concordia?
Yeah.
I don't know. But
I don't know.
The person who played the armor, so gosh, that's really weird that we're bringing this up. We've interviewed Vanessa Marshall. We've interviewed Emily Swallow.
Yes, we did.
So tying that all up, loose ends right there.
It's a big circle.
Big circle. Bull dance.
We got our hands in lots of Star Wars cookie jars.
That needs another couple of colors. He's too blonde.
I like the bowcaster, Brent. Brent's always showing artwork. For those of you who listen to the podcast, you also need to watch on YouTube because Brent is always showing great artwork. I guess it'd be okay. We already got that. So there we go. Yes. So let's move on here. Maul wants to make Devin a weapon to go after Sidious. Would you guys think that's a valid point, or is just he just needs a friend?
He knows he can't do it alone.
I
And
think
even
it comes
with
down
his,
to the. Sorry, Alfie, go ahead.
even with his brother, they got their asses handed to him by Sidious.
I think it comes down to the rule of two. Like, yes, he's not a Sith right now, but he went through Sith teachings. So I think that there's this rule of two mentality.
Yeah, I think that's just the inherent like nature of a Force user is that you want to pass it on, and that you're always on the lookout for a apprentice, a student.
Yeah, and I think it could also be an ego thing with him as well, where it's like, yeah, like this is something that I can do. I'm not like, as we were saying, talking about episode 1 of this series, it's like I'm not just a weapon or a tool for somebody. I'm my own person, and I can train someone, and my thoughts are unique thoughts that I can pass on to someone else. I'm not just like a robot out here. And yeah, I think it's like, I think he selfishly wants an apprentice, without a doubt.
Okay.
I would think. I know this is really thinking too hard into a cartoon, but you would think that maybe it'd be some almost therapeutic to him. I can do better than what my master did. You know, my master destroyed me. I can be better than that. We'll show him, kind of thing.
I agree with that.
I heard somebody, I'm sorry to take us off subject, but I heard somebody ask the question somewhere. Does Maul right now know that Anakin is Darth Vader? It's all of a year after Revenge of the Sith. He knew Anakin was the chosen one to be the next apprentice.
So when did Maul learn that?
That depends because it gets muddy.
What series had Maul
Because as
know
far as
that?
Go ahead.
What series had Maul
the Clone
know
Wars.
that? Okay, that's why I don't know. Thank you.
Yeah, he tells that in the second to last
Ahsoka.
episode, I think. He tells Ahsoka that he'd been groomed for years to be his master's new apprentice.
Okay.
And I can't remember if it's still canon or not that Anakin was listed as dead at the Jedi Temple.
Yes, Michael Nip. I'm going to hit on your first comment here in a second, and that second one. We can breeze through this real quick. Lawson, his son, the athlete, the space lacrosse player, wants to go hang with his mom, wants to stay with her. So really tough situation there. You know, trying to figure that out. Which I guess I don't know if we've seen a lot of divorce in Star Wars. And then we talked about Lawson going and speaking with the lady. I guess, was that a brothel? Was it a bar? I don't know what the whole situation was. But she kind of gave him all the inside scoop on the Shadow Collective, gives him the details so he can start working on that. So I just wanted to zip through those real quick. Vario, of course, because he will turn on a dime, turns over the Pike Syndicate to Maul, tells him when the path's going to be going, when the ship's going to be going, so they can go get that, which, of course, creates another great hallway scene in a ship with Maul and the Pike. It was fantastic.
Yeah, he made them Pike soup inside that ship. It was pretty entertaining.
It was. And I mean, yeah, I mean, there's something about Star Wars and hallway scenes. It's crazy. My grandson Teddy was over the other day, and he really likes stormtroopers, likes playing with them, gets the action figures. He always goes, stormtroopers, you know. So I was like, you want to see what stormtroopers really were like? And he was like, yeah. And I asked his mom. She said, sure. So I put on the beginning of A New Hope when they come busting through that door and start shooting up that hallway. He didn't move, eyes locked. And he just sat there and watched those stormtroopers come through and chase out those rebel soldiers. It was very cool. But again, ever since the very beginning of Star Wars, great hallway scenes. So
now the modern term aura farming. Darth Maul is going to be aura farming this entire show.
because
you
farming.
It's
Yeah.
like Cool Points. Do you remember Cool Points, Joe? Do you remember that would
No.
probably be Alfie's time is Cool Points.
Aura farming's past my time too now. I only know it because I'm too active on the internet.
Aura farming is like doing things that like you did something good. Oh, you earned some aura.
And you look
like
cool when you're
points.
doing it.
Joe, what did you do to like when somebody was cool and they're like, that was cool, like slick? What was the term for your generation?
They just called that a Joe back when I was growing up.
That's what we call dreams right there.
No, man, I don't remember.
It's like a video game term when you're farming. So like you keep doing like, you're trying to level your character up. So you keep playing the same level. You're farming, whatever it is that makes you stronger. So like my nephew who can dunk, that's like aura farming because he's just out in the driveway dunking over and over again, like his XP is building up.
Yeah, like when Maul comes off his ship in the first episode and he has the hood on and he's in the stance and he breaks out the lightsaber. He didn't need to be that cool with it, but he was.
No.
When he's on the Pike ship and he comes up the elevator in the stance, he's like I'm that guy. So like I feel like there's going to be like 15 more scenes like these scenes throughout the show
works.
where exactly Darth Maul is the best character to do it with, because I already saw the first episode. When I watched it with David today, I was looking at him in that scene in the first episode when Maul was aura farming on his ship. And yeah, I'm all for it. I mean, when he held that Pike up against the ceiling and then sliced his ass, I mean, they're showing some pretty wild stuff where like that's where I'm like, what are we going to see in the next episodes if this is what he's doing in the first two? So aura farming, Joe. Put that in your dictionary.
I am.
And the thing that I'm anxious to see is they're building this character up. Eventually, you're going to break him back down to where he's this crazed old guy in the desert who's lost everything again.
So aura is kind of like flicking someone's bick.
I gotcha. We're good.
There we go. I just had to think of it.
We're good, man. Bick. I was post groovy. Hey, Thrawn. Sorry, I'll move that for you. There you go. Love it. Real quick, every romantic relationship in Star Wars ends in death, divorce, or separation. You are correct, Aaron. It does. We don't see any happy endings anywhere. So, Michael Knipp, you brought some good points up. I'm going to bring them up now. Devin said, let me go. Set me free, right? Let me leave, whatever. Maul kept telling her, Jedi, you can leave when you want. You just leave. You can do that, right? She wasn't getting it. It wasn't transferring to what he was really meaning to her. He was not holding her a prisoner. As Michael Knipp says here, one comment Devin made about being a prisoner made me wonder if she's speaking not about her current circumstance with Maul, but also with her potential Jedi training. That is true. And then Maul is trying to help her understand she's a prisoner in the Force because she's choosing to limit her powers. I think all that wraps right up into his statement to her. It's not good versus evil. It's not, whatever. It's time for you to see the galaxy for what it truly is. And it wasn't until that time when he's telling her, leave when you want. And she's saying, I'm trapped. Well, she was trapped as a Jedi. She was trapped in the Force. She was trapped in the tube he had her in. She felt like she was trapped by him, but really, she was just trapping herself. She was never a prisoner. She only saw herself that way in the Force as a Jedi and to him. And it wasn't until she actually made that attempt and used the Force that she released herself. So then she escapes. I think that was a huge scene to see a transformation in her. I think she's going to blossom into a whole other character that we haven't seen yet in those first 2 episodes, just from that realization right there.
Yeah.
So, thoughts on all that?
I would agree, and I like that. I can't remember what book, the Legends book, where Han and Luke have a conversation about why Obi-Wan and Yoda never could team up to take on the Empire. And it was about their limitations from the Jedi ideology, that they could never achieve the power necessary to take down the Emperor or Vader. They needed somebody who could toe the line, like Luke, who didn't know enough to know that, hey, I can't do this, or have this discipline on my powers to where I can no longer use them. The idea of like, well, why aren't people who take karate classes, why aren't they out in the streets fighting crime? Like all at night, like Batman or some, because the discipline says, well, we can't use what we learn in that way.
Only in defense, only to protect.
Right, and it was evident in the first episode. They're having this debate on whether or not they can use their powers to provide themselves with food to stay alive.
I love it.
Because there's not a whole lot of gray area once you start using that in a deceitful, negative way. That's just opening the path to the dark side.
Yeah, and I can't imagine the conflict that's eventually going to come when her master and Maul square off, because there's no way he's going to just be okay with being like, okay, go learn and train with Darth Maul now.
Maybe he'll get killed by the Inquisitors, and that'll push her over the edge.
Ooh.
So we have, that's a good call. We have the Empire that's going to show up at some point in time. We have the Inquisitors that are going to show up at some point in time. We have Devin possibly becoming a whole new version of herself because she finally realized she was the one trapping herself. And then Maul with his master plan. But did you guys sense anything in the eyes and the way Root Cast looked at Maul or at Devin when he was kind of showing favoritism and showing like,
yeah,
you guys see that? It felt like that to me.
Yeah, she's got something that she'll never have.
Yeah,
puts her in a whole nother category.
I felt a little bit of that as well. Yeah. So I don't know. Any other points that we didn't hit? Because that wraps us up with episode 2. A little bit more action, a little less of depth or substance, because it was catching us up after all the lead off episode. What do you guys think? Is there anything we missed? Is there anything that you're looking forward to the most? You're excited about? Or Brent, I'm concurring with you on this. I have no idea what to expect. I mean, obviously Maul lives because he's in later things. But outside of that, I have no idea where anything's going. And I'm okay with it because these first 2 episodes were beautifully done, good music, and entertaining.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm trying to think of any additional points I have other than the fact that I really enjoyed it. I think it's going to go into a good place, and I don't, I enjoy the Bad Batch? Yes, but like we talked about it before this show came out, I don't think we're going to have some of like the downtime that we had in Bad Batch seasons. I don't think that's going to happen in this show. I think this show is pretty much going to be pedal to the metal, because even the second episode, you could say it was kind of a setup episode, and it was awesome still. So I mean, and on top of all these points, Maul had to have known that the capsule that he put her in had the opportunity to get out of the backside, and he just needed her to figure that out, right? Like he had to have
Correct.
purposely put her in that one.
Right.
Yeah. So it's I don't know. I'm excited for where it's going.
I'm excited. I think, like I always say, easy wins and keep it simple. Maul's a very likable character. He's what he's capable of, especially through animation, the savagery and of his attacks. Then, offset by his philosophical rants afterwards. It's enjoyable to watch.
Twi'lek. Is that the guy from Mandalorian?
And
I don't
It
know.
looks
There's
like
a
the
bunch of
prisoner.
There's a bunch of Twi'lek heads.
and what is the name of the character Darth the character
The one
Darth
that
Talon?
the one that everybody thinks she's going to turn into is Darth Talon.
Dude, she totally is. There's no doubt that Filoni was like, Darth Talon is badass. We need to write her into Star Wars. Like, I could totally see that. I mean, she's got the red, like they're constantly putting a red glow of light on her, like which is done on purpose. Like,
Yeah.
I could easily see that happening. I mean, how does she get the black stripes on her and everything? I don't know, but
We've seen
would that have to be
tattoos.
would that, I was gonna say, would it have to be tattoos or some Night Sister activities, or what would go on with that?
I mean, she's in a
Power of
transitional
one.
stage. She makes some questionable life choices, gets some
Sure.
tattoos, a little artwork,
Sure.
She
express
travels-
herself.
She travels out to Kofar and she joins a covenant and says, "The power of one, the power
Oh, don't go there, Brent. Don't
the
go there.
power of many."
Don't go there. Don't go there.
Ah.
I wish there were some damn Lego sets coming out for this show, because that's what I can't help but to think. Like when I see Maul and this crew that he has with him, I'm like, I want minifigures of Maul rolling with this like gang
Droids?
of misfits that he
I
has.
want the droid. He reminds, so like that droid reminds me of Jedi Survivor droid mixed with Iden's droid, mixed with it's like an amalgamation
Mhm.
of like Leia's droid from Obi-Wan and the other droids from Iden's from Battlefront, and then from the other one, which is from Jedi Survivor, BD-10.
Yeah.
It's kind
I
of
like
like
it.
all of those, kind of like a saucer, anyway. So I do enjoy. He's kind of a cool droid, but he's kind of got the Lando. I'm gonna love on me some droid action, with Lando.
Yeah, he's unhinged. That droid is unhinged, and he's crazy. He's constantly
guys.
like chattering and tweaking.
As you saw, we have a live listener from Hawaii and Jason Hatfield. So, Jason, I
Aloha.
hope you're enjoying Hawaii right now. That is
Love it.
awesome. By the way, our
Like 6
three,
o'clock in the afternoon.
it's
How's
What,
the
5
weather there,
hours?
Jason?
5-6 hours difference. I was looking at our numbers real quick just to let everybody know. Our three biggest states that listen to us are California, Virginia, Georgia, then Indiana. Indiana's fourth. You'd think with three of us living in Indiana, but California doubles every other state that listens to us. So thank you for the listeners in California and Mr. Filoni, we appreciate it. And I got a hat like yours to
I
start
get my
wearing.
weed in California and my peaches in Georgia. No one. No
I don't
one?
know what it's from.
It's a stupid Justin Bieber song.
Okay.
I get my peaches down in Georgia.
I-
I get my weed from California.
I don't really know that many. I think
Alfie.
We've never been a Beaver family.
can't beat a work trip to Hawaii. No. I've got a work trip going to Dallas here in a week or two. Some quick
Dallas
updates. I will be going
The Cowboys.
to the draft here in 2 weeks. The
You're
week after that, I'll be in Dallas for work meetings. then Joey is hosting. Dansby Swanson and the Cubs and Dansby's wife are hosting a fundraiser in Chicago, and he's going to be emceeing that. And so he'll be meeting up with a bunch of Cubs players. So hopefully I'm going to be getting lots of pictures and autographs.
Nice.
Cross your fingers, everybody. But at the draft, we were invited to Cam Hayward's party, which will have many former Steelers and some current ones. So, yeah, anyway, fun stuff in the Joe world. Watch Maul on the plane. Hear most of season 2 of The Mandalorian to get refreshed for the movie. Nice. Good job, Jason. And I will say, we were talking about animation versus live action. I think there is room and space, and there are series like this that need to be in animation. I truly believe it. I think there's part of Star Wars that still needs to be animation somewhere. I don't care what it is, but there's a room for it, and there's boundaries you can take it to that you can't do really in live action. I feel that can be done better in animation. So
I agree.
My 2 cents on that.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw a tweet that picked up some steam today where they were using this Maul show as an example and saying that the Ahsoka show, that story should have just been told in this style of animation, where if you want to tell a more mature show. But my counter argument to that is that they want to tie Ahsoka, they want to establish the actress and the character for what they want to do on the big screen with what they were building with Mando and everything. So you can't premiere those characters in the theater. I guess you can, but I think they wanted to establish some groundwork before they try to make the Star Wars Avengers type movies that they're looking for.
Interesting.
Could it have been done in animation? Yeah, sure. It could have been. But
okay. Anything else?
Too,
go ahead.
The actor who did the voice of Nico Demus, John Carroll Lynch, he's been in a bunch of stuff. You would recognize. He's a know the face actor. If you've seen the movie The Founder, he's in that. He's in Fargo. Yeah, you would definitely know him. So that was I thought that was fun to see that he did the voice acting for that character, and then just got killed immediately in the first episode by Rats Tyrell's cousin.
Love it.
Hey, Rats Tyrell deserves some revenge, man. I hope there's some backstory that guy witnessed Rats Tyrell's crash in pod racing and somehow sent their family down the wrong path.
Well, I can see Brent's really enjoying the Rats Tyrell story. We should get a short story written by Adam Bray about Rats Tyrell. So to go along with the Discord that I'll be putting out there for people to jump on or look into or whatever, let's start that. If any of you listen to this and you know anywhere where you do, you feel like you do work well with like an online store to where you can order merchandise and everything. I don't really want to make any money on this. I don't think any of us are really concerned about it, but I'd like a place where we'd feel comfortable buying Rule of the Galaxy gear and having it as an online store. And also, if any of you would want any of that, D-Doc, Alfie, these guys have been making some really cool logos really recently that I think would be cool, and some hats, some shirts, some sweatshirts. So definitely want to have a place for that. So just asking for a little input on that and Discord. I'll take any feedback on both of those. So we need Heir to the Empire animated ASAP. Get it on at Filoni. Actually, Jason, if you want to see some knockoff versions of it, it is on YouTube. You can watch that right now. Probably not 1/100th of what Filoni would do with that. So, but yes, we do need that. I don't have anything else. I'll let you guys go around the room, give any closing thoughts before we break away.
Yeah, I'll go. As far as the t-shirts go, I have a company that emails me all the time for the Dave Doc DIY stuff about t-shirts. So I will go back in my email and look for that, Joe, because there's companies out there where we don't have to buy stock of it. We can just create designs and they print as you go. and that's the company that's been in touch with me before. I don't know if we have to pay for being a part of it or what, but either way, we can do that. I've never thought about making a T-shirt with a plunger on it. I guess I should for my other stuff I do, but yeah, no, I'm excited. I'm excited for new episodes of Maul. You know, it's something else to look forward to. The only show that I look forward to every week is Survivor. I'm a weird Survivor fan. I watch it every week. I love Survivor. So I've got something else now that I can look forward to. And especially with they're going to be doing the 2-episode releases the whole season, right?
Yep.
So yeah, we're going to be getting an hour of this show every release. I'm excited for it. It's gonna be a fun one. You got a lot of passionate people doing the voice acting on this show and everything, you know, and a lot of fans of Star Wars doing it. So I'm excited for it. Are you aura farming right now, Brett? I saw you doing a little.
I'm doing some mewing. Mewing.
By the way, I looked up the definition of aura farming. It is an act of doing something to look cool, impressive, or stylish. Cultivating an appearance of effortless charisma or coolness.
Right, you're flicking someone's bick.
Yeah,
I mean, we've had T-shirts.
We just gotta translate it to Joe. You're flicking someone's bick.
Joe Cool. It's been around since the '60s. I mean, so we're good with that.
Yeah, it's like Luke's hallway scene in The Mandalorian. Did
correct.
he have to have his hood on? No.
No.
But did it look badass when he did? Absolutely.
Horror farming. There we go. Alfie, how about you?
I like what I've seen so far. I want more. I think it's a great character, and they're setting up a good story.
That just
simple.
made my day.
It's just not for me. It's just too kid-like. It's not entertaining. It's
It's a major step back from Andor.
I mean, and the acolyte. Like you just can't live up to the pinnacle of Star Wars.
Man,
Like Doc's about to fall out of his chair. I'm trying to deliver it as deadpan as possible, and Doc about fell out of his chair, which is a win for me.
Well, I brought up Last Jedi at one point tonight, and you brought up the acolyte, and somehow we just can't. It just happens.
Yeah, but we didn't go off on a rant on it this time, which is great because
we did really good with that.
We had something else worthwhile to talk about that was much better. As much sarcasm as I was trying to throw out. No, I'm a sucker for the start of it. Like it is definitely entertaining. I want to know why he's trying to create this and sow the seeds of like strap you to a chair with the acolyte on repeat. Yes, and then this is as long as I can commit some ultra violence at the end of that. Good. I mean, we can go Clockwork Orange, and I'm all good. But so yeah, I mean, I want to see where it goes. I really do want to know why he's trying to create this civil war within the
underworld,
the syndicates. Yeah, the underworld. Like, what is his end game for that?
Wow.
Yeah, you didn't have to put that one up, Joe. I mean, that's a good one. It can stay in the chat, but you didn't have to throw that one up because that would. Well done.
Hey, I didn't say it out loud.
I know.
I just
well done,
shared
Mike.
it.
Well done.
Yeah.
I mean, Devin is going to be Dark Side Ahsoka. They're going to try to do the character building they did with Ahsoka with Devin as Dark Side.
They're not going to give it the time. It took 10 years to get her or 7 years to get her to the point where she's at.
But what if the reason we don't see her when Maul gets killed by Kenobi and we don't see her in the original trilogy is because she's coming back to join forces with Thrawn post Return of the Jedi before we get to the sequels.
I like it.
She went off like Ahsoka did, right? I'm telling you.
Or she's not going to be exactly Darth Talon. Like I think she's going to be modeled off of Darth Talon, but I think that she's going to have she's going to have a different arc than the Talon arc.
Okay. Sit with me on this one. I don't mean to keep you, but we had Asajj Ventress, Nika Futterman, tell us that what she did on Bad Batch was just an entree. And really, she's only done a few things since then.
Yeah,
right?
but she did the tales of, I believe, was like the meat of what she was doing. The appetizer was Bad Batch.
Well,
go ahead, continue.
But what if because right now she cannot reconnect with Quinlan Voss, right? Because she's been brought back to life. The only way she could do that is if she did not reconnect with Quinlan Voss. She's sitting back in Dathomir. She's sitting back there where the Dark Sister or the Night Sisters were. And that's where Devin goes and trains and learns everything from her about the Night Sisters, and then comes back as Darth Talon later on down the line. And that's giving you more Asajj, that's giving you more Night Sister training, and that's giving you a big baddie later on down the line.
Joe,
I'm just throwing stuff out.
That's the most fanboy reaction that I think you can have. I don't think it's going that direction, my friend.
But do you think? Okay. Do you think they're really going to create a female lead, which she is going to become that in this show? A female lead that they're just going to axe her at the end of it. They learned already not to axe people at the end of one movie or one show in Darth Maul. That's why they resuscitated him and brought him back. I think there's future things for her, and that's why they're dropping her into the storyline now.
It's a possibility.
And in honor of Darth Maul, who trained her, that's where she goes with the red paint and the tattoos when she's older and she's Darth Talon. Just think it. Just spitballing. Just having fun. I'm getting ready to go to bed. So, besides that, I'm just throwing some ideas together.
I love it. I mean, I would be seated for it. So I love the sound of it. To honor her master, and she's gonna have the same type of design on her that he had. I love it.
I'm cool. I mean, sure, but
All right. I drug this on way too late. Now he's probably already clocking in at work right now. So
Soon.
Do we know what Twi'lek's life's like? Do we know their timeline?
Whose timeline?
Twi'lek's.
Oh, long time.
Yeah, it's Space Wizards. You just make it up as you go along.
Well, Alfie, bulk of Alfie, person who watches the Clone Wars and has a lot more of the background of the animated stuff. Have they said a lifespan of a Twi'lek?
Her dad was around forever.
Yeah, and it depends, because if they go to a different planet that has a different cycle, then their life cycle changes.
Time
Like
slippage.
Kenobi,
Thanks, Nick Shesky.
aged
By the
like
way,
40
we gave a
years
shout
on
out.
Tatooine.
Shout out to the Nick Shesky. We brought up some time slippage. You still are alive here and well on Rule the Galaxy. If you listen, I hope you do.
He does.
So we love you, Nick Shesky, and you got some time slippage.
I want Nick on the show during this Maul.
We will. I will get him. I will reach out to him. He's already said he wants to go see Mando and Grogu with us.
Everybody.
So yeah, we'll figure that out. But guys, I've kept you long enough. Everybody, thanks for joining in. We had some great chat today, so I really appreciate all the chat going on. And yeah, we'll see where it goes. We're going to do this weekly throughout this, leading up to Mandalorian and Grogu. It's going to be a fun time. So yeah, that's all I've got, guys. 1, 2, 3, all three of you. Thank you for being here. Appreciate everything you're doing. The new graphics, new logos, all that stuff, and all the great conversations. It's fantastic, and we've got new Star Wars content to talk about. So until next week, hey, look at that. We even get a shout out before we leave. Great show per usual, gents. Thank you, Michael Nip. Till next week, guys, have fun, and may the Force be with you.
I have spoken.